Hello, today I'm going to talk about how to scan through an accounts payable listing. We normally scan through accounts payable listing when we are auditing accounts payable. So, for example, this is an accounts payable listing. We have the suppliers here. So in this case, we have supplier A to supplier Z. Okay, so what does it mean when you have this accounts payable and someone tells you to scan through the accounts payable listing? What are you going to be doing? The first thing you want to look out for is any debit entry. Okay, so when we are scanning through accounts payable listing, the first thing we are looking for is any debit entry. So for instance, this with the minus sign shows it's a debit entry, so we are going to color code this one to highlight it. Okay, so let's see if there's any other debit entry on the list. We also have this one here. Okay, and what do you do with this debit entry? You need to communicate with the client to understand why they have debit entry in their accounts payable listing, because we should only be seeing credit entry in the accounts payable listing. So that is the first thing you want to scan for. And the second thing you want to scan for is any related party listing. Okay, if there's any related party, so let's assume supplier T is a related party. So we'll assume this was the CEO. Imagine the CEO provided consulting service to the company, and now they have to pay the CEO, right? Because this is a related party, we also have to mark this. So let's color code this with a different color. Okay, so and what are you going to do with this? For this one, because it is a related party, you have to send a confirmation. Okay, so you're going to send a confirmation out to the CEO to confirm this amount. Okay, to confirm that this amount of 21,000 is actually correct. So that is the second thing you're going to scan for. So what is the third thing you're going to scan for? You're going to check for any old balances, and those will be balances that are more than 90 days. Okay, so 91 and over. So this is one. Okay, let's color code it with a different color. So this is one balance over 90 days, and we have this other two balance that are over 90 days. And for these ones, you're also going to inquire with the client, why do they have these balances? Are they struggling? Do they have cash flow difficulties? Why haven't they paid these balances, right? Because it's already over 90 days. So you want to scan, you want to identify these balances so that you can communicate with the client and understand the reason why they have these balances over 90 days. So the fourth thing you want to scan for is any large balances. Okay, so those will be balances over our materiality. So in this case, our materiality is 25,000, and I hope you know what we mean by materiality. If you don't, I have a video on materiality. Okay, so materiality is 25,000. So any balance or any amount over 25,000, we are going to highlight those. So for instance, this one, let's put a different color for this. Okay, so 28,000, and then this one too is over 25,000, and then we have this one 135 is also over. So the reason why we are identifying this one is because for large balances, so for balances over our materiality, we usually have to send confirmation. Not always, but in most cases, you want to send confirmations for these balances that are over materiality, just to be sure the balances are actually correct. Lastly, the last item you want to scan for is any zero balances. Okay, so because in the accounts payable listing there should be no zero balances. So for instance, we have one here, so we need to inquire with the client, why does supplier A, why is the balance showing zero? Okay, so I'm going to put a different color for this. Okay, so we're going to follow up with the client, and the client will have to explain to us the reason why this supplier is having a zero balance on the AP listing. So those are the 5 items you're going to scan for. I'm going to recap them quickly. So the first thing will be debit, any debit entry, and also any related party transaction, you're going to scan for it. And then any old balances, those are balances over 90 days. And any large balances, those are balances that are above materiality. And lastly, you're going to scan for any zero balances. So this is what it means to scan through accounts payable listing. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video, and bye.